So this video is Zion Williamson. You guys have requested this video a lot on YouTube. We go and check this out. This is by the channel Nonstop.
Apparently he had
very
a
good
cardiac
documentaries.
arrest. Bronny.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, we go and check into Zion now because it's a Zion. Zion. Before we get into the video, guys.
Make sure you smash that subscribe and the follow button to support Yass and Facts.
That's it. Let's go.
Is the most perplexing player in the NBA.
Uh-oh, showtime.
He's built like a rhinoceros, with the agility and jumping ability of a leopard. When he's not in shape, he looks like the love child of Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq had a baby.
I said it. Hey, yo, that's crazy.
I love Charles.
You know, he's probably getting ripped by his friends.
We haven't watched Charles for ages.
Oh, that will come soon. That'll come soon.
When he is in shape, he looks like the hybrid of Sir Charles and Diesel when they were in their prime. In February of 2025, the New Orleans Pelicans issued a statement claiming that Zion slimmed down to 264 pounds, the lightest he's been since joining the NBA. And it showed. In the second half of the 2025 season, Williamson played the best basketball of his career, dominating on both ends of the court. But when the world heard about Zion's most recent weight loss, everyone had the same question. Is it gonna last? Are we finally gonna see Zion fully healthy and ready to play?
Nice dunk.
Since he was drafted first overall in 2019, Zion has suited up in only 45% of all possible games. And even more importantly, he has 0 appearances in the playoffs. Williamson is the only NBA superstar with a contract that's not fully guaranteed, and also tied to a weigh-in clause that requires his combined weight and body fat percentage to stay under 295.
That's crazy. So his contract, he has to stay a certain body weight, otherwise we're not having you. You know what? A fair play though, man, because apparently his weight issue is a big issue for him. So,
But when Shaq was big, wasn't he still playing good? Or did he only play good when he was slim?
you know, as Zion, I think he's getting injured a lot, man, and it's injury he's so injury prone, and for someone who's first picked and so young, he shouldn't be getting injured like that. So I think it's linked to his weight, I believe. So
Yeah,
I think
fair enough.
they've done this term just to kind of soothe things over in that sense.
This is the Zion Williamson dilemma. Is he really a generational superstar ready to lead the Pelicans to success, or a bust? The legend of Zion started in 2016, when clips of his insane dunks started going viral.
Wow, that
Just
is
a few
good
years
dunk.
earlier, Williamson was a 5'9" point guard, and nothing showed that he could become an NBA player, despite strong genetics. Zion's father, Lateef Williamson, was a 6'3" collegiate defensive lineman who weighed over 260 pounds, and his mother, Sharonda Sampson, was once a promising college sprinter. But between 8th and 9th grade, Zion sprouted to 6'3". And by the time he was a high school sophomore, Williamson reached his current height of 6'6".
Oh, wow.
During that quick growth spurt, Zion suffered through immense pain in his knees and back. But when the pain finally subsided, Zion became a freak of nature. Once the pain went away, all this athleticism that I have today came out. I have no idea where it came from, but I embraced it. Suddenly, I had all the ball control skills of a point guard, and with my new weight, I could fly past people trying to guard me. In his sophomore season, Williamson averaged 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 3 steals per game, leading his team to a regional championship. As a junior, Williamson averaged 37 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2.5 blocks per game, leading Spartanburg to another title and breaking the state record for most 30-point games in a season. By then, he had become the most popular high school player in the country, with celebrities wearing his jersey and attending his games.
How you got people like this rocking your jersey at that age? You got Drake as a supporter. That's crazy.
In his senior year, Zion continued to dominate, looking like a grown man among children. He led the Griffins to another regional championship, averaging 36 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. Zion did whatever he wanted and entertained the crowds with tomahawk dunks, alley-oops, and 360 windmills with either hand.
He's a proper showman.
But even though we'd seen high schoolers with that kind of athleticism before, we'd never seen it with someone that looks like Zion. Built like a tank, weighing 270 pounds with a 45-inch vertical, Zion defied the laws of physics and became the most hyped high school player since LeBron James. He could choose where he wanted to go to college, ultimately deciding to go to Duke, where he teamed up with 2 other blue-chip prospects, Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett. Duke became the first team to land the top 3 high school recruits since modern recruiting rankings began.
Well, 3.
Everyone expected them to win the national championship. And when the NCAA season began, Zion immediately justified all the hype. In his first college game, Williamson scored 28 points, breaking the school's scoring record in a debut. Against Syracuse, Zion broke the freshman scoring record with 35 points, as well as the record for most 25-point games by a freshman. On February 20th, 2019, with Barack Obama in attendance, Zion suffered a grade 1 knee sprain 36 seconds into the game after his foot ripped through his Nike shoe, causing Nike stock to drop by 1.1.
Yo, I just paused it to say, fuck, his foot literally went out the shoe, but then they said that's bad marketing for Nike because how's his foot coming through?
Of course.
Damn.
The shoes
Nike.
are unreliable.
Oh, we say Nike in the UK, by the way. I know you guys say Nike, but yeah, Nike for us. Damn. Holy shit.
$1 billion the following day. However, Zion returned from injury on March 14th, posting 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 steals in an 84-72 win over Syracuse in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. He shot 13 of 13 from the field, marking the best shooting performance in school and tournament history. Before March Madness, the Zion hype reached an all-time high, and CBS specifically devoted a camera called the Zion Cam to record Williamson throughout the tournament. Zion started the tournament with 25 points in a win over North Dakota State. And in the next round against UCF, he was even better, with 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists in a close 77-76 victory. But in the Elite Eight, despite 24 points and 14 rebounds from Zion, Duke lost 68-67 to Michigan State, thus ending one of the most dominant freshman seasons in NCAA history. In 33 appearances, Zion averaged 22.6 points, 8.9 rebounds, 2.1 steals, and 1.8 blocks per game. He shot 68% from the field, which ranked second in the country, and was the highest ever field goal percentage by a freshman.
That's crazy.
After such dominance on both ends of the court, it was a no-brainer for Zion to go pro. And with the luck of the lottery gods, the New Orleans Pelicans got the chance to select first overall. And not a single person was surprised when they used their pick on Williamson.
So whoever was running for the first pick, they must have just be thinking, oh, please be us, because whoever gets first pick obviously is going straight for Zion. They're not even questioning looking at anyone else.
Imagine, has this ever happened where a team picks a player, but the player doesn't want to play for that team?
I think that has happened.
Has that happened, Chad?
Because when we've watched we haven't watched the draft pick, but I think there was one scene from one of our reactions where someone got picked and he was annoyed, but then he had to style it out after, and he said oh no, it was my excitement for, or something like that. Basically, I think he didn't want to play in that location, but once you're picked, you're picked.
Oh.
But yeah, chat, what if you can give us more information on that?
Can you...
It happens all the time, apparently. Yeah, they're saying basically every year.
Oh.
Happened to Curry, apparently, Kobe.
Oh.
Damn.
The New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
But before the season even started, Zion suffered his first injury in the pros. Williamson tore his meniscus in a preseason game and was supposed to be sidelined for 6 weeks, which turned into 3 months. Because the Pelicans didn't want to risk anything with their most precious asset. But finally...
So they gave him extra rest time, which is good.
Yeah.
But damn.
January 20th, 2020, Zion made his NBA debut against the Spurs. And for 3 quarters, his first game was largely disappointing because of a minutes restriction, and Zion struggling to find his rhythm with only 5 points scored. But then he exploded. For a guy projected to be a non-shooter, Zion started hitting threes, making 4 out of 4 and scoring 17 points in a row. The fans in New Orleans and the whole NBA were elated.
Zion for 4 for 4! Welcome to the NBA!
Man's putting away the 3 pointers.
Everyone believed Zion was on track to become the next LeBron James. Only 2 games later, in his 3rd game, Williamson notched his first double-double.
He was meant to be the next LeBron.
And then went on a 13-game streak with over 20 points, which set the NBA record for most consecutive 20-point games by a teenager.
Oh my
During the
God.
pandemic-shortened season, Williamson averaged 22.5 points on 58% shooting, along with 6.3 rebounds and 2.1 assists per game. And when the next season started, Zion got even better. For 25 consecutive games, Williamson scored at least 20 points on 50% shooting, which was a new NBA record. And it seemed like he could score at will against any defender in the league. He was like a 5-ton wrecking ball slamming into opponents who just bounced off him, unable to stop his unique combination of size and agility.
It'll be Zion on the hammer.
Monstrous.
However, Zion was not just brute force. He also possessed elegance. And it was borderline crazy how someone so big could contort his body in the air so gracefully. If you looked closely at his layups, you'd see an aerial ballet dancer. A man who twists and bends his body to find gaps between defenders' hands to put the ball in the hoop. Even if he was guarded by 2 or 3 players, he was still able to make mid-air adjustments that nobody his size was ever able to do.
Zion on the spin, gets to the strong side and gets to the line.
In his second season, Zion made his first All-Star game.
Leonard with the lead pass for Zion, and he puts it in.
And for the season, he averaged 27 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists, while shooting an unreal 61% from the field. Williamson ranked 8th in the league in scoring and 8th in field goal percentage in what was one of the most efficient seasons of all time. And then, just when things started going great, another disaster, as Williamson suffered a Jones fracture in his foot. Still, he was projected to be ready for the start of his 3rd season, but when the season began, his return was postponed for December. And then, when December came, the Pelicans said he'll need more time, and that he'll play around the All-Star game. But his return never happened, and Zion missed the entire 2022 season.
A whole season. Bear in mind, you're that early in your NBA career, like, that's crazy. He's facing injuries, like, the Asian dude we reacted to. Sorry, I forgot his name. I think if that's his name, I don't remember. I'm bad with names. Yeah, like he was facing them injuries, but late in his career. But it's the same kind of injuries, but he's having it so early, and it's so sad to see, man.
To watch from the bench as the Pelicans lost in the first round of the playoffs. It was a huge disappointment, especially since we could see Zion warm up before games, and it became obvious that he wasn't living a healthy lifestyle.
It looked like me and Shaq had a baby.
He's having all the
fans started
McDonald's and
questioning
KFC.
Zion's commitment to the game and wondered if his weight had something to do with him missing the entire season.
Probably.
Despite all the turmoil, the Pelicans offered Zion a contract extension worth $193 million, increasing to $231 million if he made an All-NBA team in 2023. However, the contract was only partially guaranteed based on the number of games Zion played, and if he managed to keep his weight and body fat percentage in check.
Which is fair.
But
That's
when
fair.
Zion finally suited up at the start of the 2023 season, he was still visibly overweight. And yet, offensively, he was as dominant as ever. Williamson scored 25 points in his season debut, bulldozing through opponents like they weren't even there.
Williamson leans in, couldn't finish, snatches, and scores.
Well
However,
played.
defensively, it was clear that the excess weight was bothering him, especially in transition, as he looked sluggish running up and down the court. But in early December, when he got into shape, Zion was named Player of the Week for the first time in his career, after averaging 33 points and 8 rebounds on 70% shooting. On December 28th, Williamson put up a career-high 43 points in a 119-118 win over the Timberwolves.
Oh my goodness gracious. Joe, what are we seeing? We are seeing a superstar in the making right now.
But just 1 week later, he suffered a hamstring injury.
He pulled up right here, AD.
I feel bad for him, man. How is he getting injured so much? It's actually insane. The contract he got as well, like, that's some big money they threw out. You know what? Big up the Pelicans, because other teams would have just given up by now, man. They're throwing crazy money at him just to kind of keep him, just to show good faith that we believe in you, man. Like, and they know if he pulls through this phase, he could be like the next LeBron or the next whoever, you know, generational player. It's just this injury shit.
Right side. Yeah, on the run.
And it was reported that he'd miss several weeks. Despite his absence, he was voted to his second All-Star game with averages of 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. And just like the year before, Zion's return got postponed. And then it got postponed again. In early April, the Pelicans announced that Zion would miss the remainder of the season, including their play-in game against the Thunder, which New Orleans ended up losing, thus ending their season. However, this was just the beginning of all the Zion drama, because during the summer, Williamson grabbed the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. After an adult film star named Mariah Mills posted a series of tweets about their relationship, while Zion was expecting a baby with another woman. But despite all the off-court drama and problems surrounding his weight, when the 2024 season...
Wonder Zion's putting on weight. Baby mother giving him some good food.
He's moving like a baby father.
Yeah? Like, babes, don't really mind. I'll give you some good food.
He's eating double meals. Like, he's back and forth between yards, houses, getting cooked there.
Eating food at wife's house, eating food at baby mother's house.
That's crazy.
Yeah?
started, Williamson was finally healthy and played the best basketball of his life.
The lob.
Even though his scoring was down to 22.9 points per game, Zion averaged a career-high 5 assists, along with 5.9 rebounds and 57% shooting from the field. His defense also picked up, and for the first time in his career, Zion played winning basketball, contributing to wins on both ends of the court.
Z the distance.
Nice.
Williamson led the Pelicans to 49 wins in the regular season, which was the second best result in franchise history. But in a competitive Western Conference, it was only good enough for 7th place, which meant that New Orleans would have to make the postseason from the play-in. And in that play-in game against the Lakers, Zion played the best game of his career. Even though the Lakers built an 18-point lead in the middle of the third quarter, Williamson dominated in the paint, carrying the Pelicans, who completely erased the deficit.
Took him out.
There goes Williamson down the middle, slashing his way to the hole.
Oh, is that AD?
Yeah, AD, LeBron, they're pissed.
Williamson's final bucket of the night, a lefty floater around Davis, gave
From
him
when
his 40th
AD couldn't
point
defend
and tied
him.
the score
Says
with
a lot.
3 minutes remaining.
Season high 38 Williamson driving inside.
Just shows his potential, man. His potential's there.
He
doing
was
that
just
stuff.
having too much good food, man.
Yeah, he needs to chill. You know what? Some people, I think, look at the money he's making at his age, the stardom is a lot, man. He's just got thrown into this like lavish life, so quickly.
You know what it is? He
easy
wasn't
to fall
taking
off.
his fitness. It's like Luca. Luca got very comfortable in maths, and he wasn't taking his fitness seriously. And Luca,
Same thing.
obviously, he's getting the points and everything. He's thinking, man, what do I need to do fitness for?
I'm always first, innit? Yeah, I'm always
Whereas
first.
someone like LeBron, Kobe, MJ, they're always in the gym, making sure they're in top tip shape. This is the difference between these kind of players, and that's what Zion should have done as well. When his contract said you have to stay within a certain weight category, he should have been on that. But my guy was just living life, getting wifey, my baby mother, everything. Gosh,
Double meals.
he had different priorities in life.
It's crazy, man. You're right. I fully agree. And you know, when you're fit, physically fit, you get injured less.
Yeah.
You know that.
But as the New Orleans crowd roared in delight, Williamson grimaced and grabbed his left hamstring. He knew he was done for the night.
It's a season high 40 for Zion Williamson. The game is tied. Timeout taken.
And it looks like he's hurt.
And without their best player, the Pelicans couldn't complete the comeback. Zion finished with 40 points, 11 rebounds, and
Good
5
score.
assists. And if he played the whole game, he would have likely achieved a new career high
Could
in
have hit a
points.
50
The
point
Pelicans
out.
went on to make the playoffs, but without their star, they were overmatched in a 4-game sweep by the top-seeded OKC. Zion still hadn't logged a single playoff minute and felt like he let the team and the fans down. On the bright side, the Pelicans showed that they could compete against the best teams in the West. And with a deep young core, they had high expectations coming into the 2025 season. But then the pattern repeated. Williamson started the year strong, but another hamstring injury forced him to miss 27 games. And with the injuries to other key players like Brandon Ingram, DeJounte Murray, and Herb Jones, New Orleans won just 5 of their first 34 games.
Oh my
all while
God.
Williamson watched on the sidelines as another season went down the drain.
Zion Williamson in a familiar spot on the bench in Street Club.
Man, just living his best life on the bench, getting
paid.
But there's only so much of that before they just can't afford it no more, man.
Unfortunately, there's some amazing talent, just has not been able to stay healthy in his career.
To add insult to injury, on January 10th, the team suspended Zion for being late to a team flight. And Pelicans coach Willie Green stated that several offenses led up to Williamson's suspension. The continued spiral led to the Pelicans exploring the trade market for their superstar. But ultimately, they decided against trading Zion, as his value had never been lower. However, when Zion finally returned from the hamstring injury, he was visibly thinner, weighing 264 pounds, the lightest he'd ever been in the NBA, giving us a glimpse of what was possible all along.
See, look at him.
Nice.
I love that.
After he scored 40 points against Sacramento on February 27th, Williamson put up his first career triple-double with 27 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds in a 124-116 win over the Suns.
Didn't get it.
There's your yes,
First
sir.
career triple-double.
On March 11th, Williamson had another triple-double with 22 points, a career-high 12 assists, and 10 rebounds in a win over the Clippers.
Yep. There's the triple-double. Second career triple-double. He deserves it. Jose at the opposite
Good
end.
pass, that was.
Defensively, he was engaged and disruptive, crashing into passing lanes and contesting shots at the rim with career highs in blocks and steals. But then, the Pelicans shut him down again. And in the 2025 season, he played
Appreciate the follow,
only
man.
30 games. It's been 6 years since he was drafted, and Zion still hasn't appeared in the playoffs. So, we're all wondering if his current form is going to last. According to Zion, it will, because he finally started taking care of his body, doing mobility drills, and strengthening the hamstrings that had given him so much trouble in the past. However, if you're a Pelicans fan, you have every right to be a skeptic, because the Zion cycle has repeated too many times. His struggle to overcome injuries is followed up by debates over minute restrictions. Then there's the growing tension between Williamson and the Pelicans medical staff, accompanied by disagreements with the coaching staff and the front office.
Let me make this clear to everybody out there. If I can play in the back-to-backs, I would. I physically, yes, I can. But I work for the Pelicans. They have decided that based off the numbers, it's not smart to do that right now. If that's what they feel, I'm rocking with them on that. But yes, if I could play in a back-to-back, I would.
All of these problems happened multiple times, and we have yet to see Zion playing through an entire season injury-free, without any off-court issues. When he's healthy, Williamson has proved that he can be one of the top 10 players in the NBA, unstoppable in transition, dominant in the paint, and disruptive on the defensive end. His playmaking can also reach an elite level. And even if he becomes a passable shooter, Zion can realistically make first-team All-NBA next season, and maybe even be in contention for MVP. But there's a lot of ifs in that equation, as Zion has left every NBA fan disappointed and wanting more. And with the news of serious lawsuits being filed against Williamson,
Hold up.
and with the news of
Ooh. Yeah, what? Obviously, it's a accusation, but that's a lot to deal with right now.
serious lawsuits being filed against
Yeah, that's wild.
Williamson, he's headed for another offseason where he has to focus on off-court issues that have nothing to do with basketball. However, he's only 25 and could still carve out a Hall of Fame career, but he could also become a bust. It remains to be seen which it'll be. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, we have an...
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
How did you know I had something to say?
I just felt it. The energy. When you're sitting next to Fats, you feel the energy building
I'm
up.
glad you feel it, alright? You feel my energy.
Go on.
I feel like after watching it, obviously I don't know about Zion, what he's doing right now, but from that and from what we've seen from his high school performance, he had potential of being like Shaq level, Kobe level, LeBron level.
Agreed.
He could have been a generational player. But I feel like outside of court, he didn't have that discipline. Like I said, Kobe, LeBron, they're in the gym. If they're not on the court, they are in the gym, making sure they're in top shape. And when the team loses, and you guys know this as well, they take the blame on themselves because they're the leader of the teams, and they think, how can I make this better for next time? I feel like Zion, I think he just got very comfortable and he was just doing whatever he was doing in his outside life. And because this is his career, how can you not stay? I love food as well. I love food, okay?
She does, yeah.
But if this is your career
and you're being paid hundreds of millions.
I'm not getting paid to
not
stay in
1
shape.
million, hundreds of millions.
Oh my God. He's getting paid bucks to stay in shape, and my guy can't do it. He doesn't have the hunger for the sport from what I saw in that documentary. That's my opinion. And it's sad because he had such... He had a, like...
He could have been a GOAT.
Yeah, he could have been literally on Curry level, KD level.
We might have been saying who's the GOAT, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Zion one day.
Yeah.
If he stayed disciplined from the start.
That's my
and
view.
as much as Zion fans might, not like what she just said there, I 100% agree with it, and I think it's a lack of discipline. That's my opinion.
I get he loves food, but come on, man. Like I said, I'm not getting paid to stay in shape.
But you choose to.
But exactly, this guy's getting paid millions.
It's not too late for him. Like Baba Sai just said, he's 24. It's still, he's still. I reckon if you don't fix it in the next two years, the whole Zion hype's done.
Then again, look at Luka. Luka's lost a lot of weight and he's performing really
but he
well.
was still performing with the weight.
That's true, yeah.
The weight wasn't holding back his performance.
And he wasn't getting injuries.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's true.